Hello everyone, CamBearRun here, and welcome to another Magic the Gathering Arena video. This is Rakdos Berserker. So, we hit hard, we hit fast, we use a lot of boast abilities, and we bust our opponent open before they can properly react. We go crazy. You could say we go berserk. That's the only time I'm going to use that joke, don't worry. So we got 4 copies of Dusk Wielder. We, Elf Berserker with Boast, target opponent loses 1 life and you gain 1 life. 3 copies of Bloodsky Berserker. Whenever you cast your second spell each turn, put 2+1/+1 counters on Bloodsky Berserker, and it gains menace until the end of the turn. So if we can play more than 1 Berserker at once, we can get a really strong Bloodsky Berserker. So we got Dragonkin Berserker, which is a really powerful card. First strike. Boast abilities activate, cost 1 less for each dragon you control. And for 5, for Boast 5, which would be, I believe, starting cost, and create a 5/5 red dragon creature token with flying. So we get Dragonkin Berserker on the field, we build up enough mana, we can start unleashing big dragons. 4 copies of Frenzied Raider. Whenever you activate a Boast ability, put a +1/+1 counter on Frenzied Raider. We have quite a few cards in this deck that have a Boast cost of 1. So we can drop Frenzied Raider, attack with something, Boast it, and then Frenzied Raider gets much stronger. 3 copies of Scorching Dragonfire and 3 copies of Bloodchief's Thirst to provide a little bit of extra removal. 3 copies of the Bloodsky Massacre. Now this is a really good card. So its first stage creates a 2/3 Red Demon Berserker creature token with menace. So it gives you a good creature on the board as board presence you need. Whenever a Berserker attacks this turn, you draw a card and you lose 1 life. Unless you absolutely flood the board, this shouldn't be too much of a problem, and you get good card draw out of it if you need it. If you have Dusk Wielder on the field, you can offset a lot of the damage if you have the Boast ability open. And then for a third one, add red mana for each Berserker you control until the end of your turn. You don't lose this mana as steps and phases end, so you have mana to burn on using Boast abilities. 3 copies of Breakneck Berserker. It's a 3/2 with haste. It's a pretty good card. You can just chuck it straight in and charge. 3 copies of Arnie Broken Bow. It's a haste creature with Boast 1. You may change Arnie's Broken Bow's base power to 1, plus the greatest power among other creatures you control until the end of the turn. So you can either make him a 4/3 off the bat, or you can build up Frenzied Raider, and then change Arnie's base power to whatever the Frenzied Raider's power is, plus 1. And if you have him at 4/4, 5/5, 6/6, all of a sudden you've got a very strong Arnie. 3 copies of Grim Draga, making a return. So it's 1 plus Snowland. Grim Draga gets +1/+0 and gains menace until the end of the turn. It's pretty much for this sole reason why we're running Snow Mana, but that's as it is. 3 copies of Kaldor Doomscourge. When he enters the battlefield, until your next turn, creature your opponent control attack each combat if able, and attack a player other than you if able. Obviously, this is best of 1, so it will only be to attack me. This is more of a commander card, but it's still pretty good. If you can build up a strong defense, and then force your opponent to attack you, whenever an attacking creature dies, each opponent loses 1 life and you gain 1 life. If you can kill off their attacking board, you have, you're going to gain life and your opponent's going to lose a lot of life. And then we've got 3 copies of Kaldor's Vicious Return. So I can sacrifice a creature to do 3 damage, then each player discards a card, and then I can return a target creature card from my graveyard to the battlefield, put a +1/+1 counter on it and give it haste. So I can take a card like, I don't know, Frenzied Raider, or even try and get, my idea one is to get Kaldor out of it to get a 5/4 with haste straight off the bat. And then in terms of land, we have Snow-Covered Swamp, Snow-Covered Mountain. We got 4 Temple of Malice. I've only got 1 copy of Seer Step or My Step Pathway. I'm going to try and get more copies, but for now we'll just run Temple, because it'd be good to scry. So we're going to go into the rank queue. I've tested the deck. It is very strong. It's a little bit weak to spot removal, as there are a lot of cards in it that are like no more than 2/2 power. So I just need to be careful of that. But otherwise, it can build up a really strong board presence really quickly. And if you can get the Boast abilities rolling, you can very quickly overrun your opponent with a strong amount of power by about turn 4 or 5. So, we're just going to go straight into the games. I can live with this hand. We just need something cheap that we can sacrifice to Kaldor's Vicious Return. So. There we go. I have a feeling this is going to be a Finn the Fangbearer deck. I'm just looking at it. Because we've got a first striker on the board. So we're going to attempt to make the block on the Mitre right in here. There we go. So it costs 5 mana to... Come on. So yeah, I just need to basically make sure I hold the Scorching Dragonfire for I can burn one now. Oh, it just I did wonder what happened if Oni was the strongest character. It basically just doesn't add anything. Now I could play Kardos here, sacrifice Dragon King Berserker. Seriously. Big risk of this one, but I've got to try something because otherwise Finn's going to destroy me. Seriously? So we're both breaking at the moment. There we go. I think it would be better to... I was going to bring back Arnie, but... Yeah, and I've won, and I've basically won. Because I can just hit him with a dragon next turn. Yeah, Death Touch decks, I've got a couple of them in play queue, where you just drop Finn the Fangbearer and win with 10 poison counters. I might build one of them, you might see me play one, because I'm looking for deck ideas for next week. So, stay tuned for that. But anyway, on to the next game. Now, is this a risky keep? Is this too slow? I'm tempted only for the reason that I could drop 2 Breakneck Berserkers, depending on how they play it. See, I don't know how I draw. Is it risky? Yes. Am I going to keep it? Hell yes. Because I want to have a little bit of fun. Oh, my opponent's taking a mulligan. card, that's fine. Alright, there's a card I can play. There we go. I mean, I would have sacrificed just to make Speaker of the Heavens indestructible so you can block, but whatever. Not my deck, not my choice. And pulls out Banishing Light. Nope. Scorching Dragonfly, literally the next thing they play, and just drop another Breakneck Berserker. That thing's... So I really needed a mana there, but... Need you to not draw anything with a... Okay. It's not what I needed. It was a risk to keep the hand, but I didn't realize I wouldn't draw any other mana for, like, the rest of the game. Yep, I'm out. I basically won here. That's really frustrating, actually. Because I basically didn't realize I wasn't going to draw any, like, mana for the rest of the game. And they were going to pull out all, like, they were going to pull out, what the fuck is it called? Angel of Destiny on, like, turn 5. Anyway, on to the next game. I go first, but that hand is not helpful. So we're going to have to mulligan that. I guess that's better. I can put back one Dragonkin Berserker. You get shafted there. There we go. I have to take a turn off here. We can play the Blood Sky Massacre next turn. Finally got an appearance of that after I was bitching about it. This looks like a Boros Warrior deck. Two, three. So, we need a fourth land. If we can't get a fourth land, I'll just play Grim Draugr. So we can play Dragonkin and Frenzied Raider. Scroll to one at the top. Okay. I'm assuming he's got some form of removal. So I lose 1 life, draw 1 card. That's fine. A little bit of card draw never hurt anybody. Yeah. Thought so. I just didn't play the... Send forward the 2/3 that... Ray needs someone to take out the Season Howler Blade. Can't block, it's a menace creature. Come on. So I need another black mana, really. Still bound to attack me. Season Hellblade is such a high value card so long as you've got the thing. Decline. It's not going to work anyway because it's... Like, there's no point sacrificing creatures to force them into a discard. So I might just try and discard Grim Draugr, get it back, and then just rely on using menace creatures. Or I could. Ah, yeah, I see a plan here. Probably use this as a blocker against Seasoned Hallowblade. Yeah. Okay. Trying to figure out what exactly his game plan is, but... Oh, Showdown of the Skulls, eh? So yeah. Bye. Slightly awkward that one, but there we go. There we go. So we'll just play probably... Yeah, we'll move on to one more game. So I don't want to overrun too much, but I think this is doing quite well, actually. So anyway, on to one more game. Not a bad hand, just needs a third land. Hey, that rhymes. There is the third land. That is a tad useful. So Ice Tunnel. Alright. Okay. This will be interesting. So it looks like it's 3 colors. Esper. I believe it's cool. So you do 2. Do 5 here. There we go. Play the Blood Sky Masker next turn. Then... Ah. Yeah, that'll be a board wipe. That's fine because we've got options. Oh no, that's not... Oh, I thought that was... I kind of figured since they were willingly taking the block, I thought that might be a, thing. You know what I mean. Oh, hang on. Do damage here, get the dragon here. Hopefully the dragon stays on the field. So I can play Arnie next turn and completely wreck. Yep. So. Bloodchief's Dusty Old Tiny Valkyrie. Drop a Wild Anery here. Yep, and they're basically done. Yeah, they're pretty screwed. That was like really, really good curvature. So we're going to end on here right as I get into Gold Tier 1. Fantastic. Mwah. So, I think this is done quite well. Had one rough patch, but we'll talk about it more in the outro. So I do actually think this is a pretty strong deck. It can overtake the board quite quickly. There are a lot of positive effects through using Boast. Dragonkin Berserker and Arnie Broken Bow are incredibly high value cards. Same as the Blood Sky Massacre. I do think if we wanted to change anything, if you want to go more creature-based, you can use cards like Dwarven Reinforcements. So I remember to spell Berserker properly. You can use cards like Dwarven Reinforcements. You can probably put in Draugr Helm, or cards like Dwarven Hammer, which can create creatures. Or you can do, yeah, if you want to go like vehicle based, you can use Reckless Crew and have a couple of vehicles or enchantments. There's a couple of ways to build this deck. Obviously, the one thing I would suggest, I didn't do it because I only had one copy, but if I drop Grim Draugr and put in a couple of copies of Burning Rune Demon, which is incredibly high value because it allows you to effectively choose what you want or make your opponent choose. Frenzied Raider is also quite a good card because you can boost him with using boasts. I would definitely, if you want to keep a few more removal, you can take out Grim Draugr and put in something like Countless Act. It's really the only card I drop in this is Grim Draugr simply because it means you can vary up the lands you can play, because obviously with Grim Draugr you have to play snow lands. And I'd say this even in spite of the fact I probably won at least 2 of those games thanks to Grim Draugr. So, yeah. But I do think this is a pretty strong deck. It's a really, really good aggro deck. So if you are quite an aggressive player, I'd certainly recommend trying it out. But anyway, I would probably give the second 9 out of 10. And I am planning, since tomorrow is the day that I do not upload, I will be streaming tomorrow. I might start a little bit earlier and end up streaming for an extended period of time, because there are backlogs of decks that I want to try on stream in between the play queue and the ranked queue. Because there was a couple of videos I've done where I said I wanted to try some decks out on stream because I felt I didn't get enough of a demonstration, because at the time of recording the videos it was a bit funny on tilt. Or at least that's my feeling. I might be wrong about that. But anyway, I'll be streaming tomorrow on my non-uploading day, and then over Saturday and Sunday is, of course, Warhammer Weekend. So Mechanics will be Saturday, and then I'm going to try and pitch a fight with Dawn War Dark Crusade about getting the Imperial Guard bot base attack up, because that will be what the next video is. So if you're looking forward to that, do stand by. If you have enjoyed this video, feel free to leave a like. If you want to see more, you can always subscribe. I am going to once again pitch to follow me on Twitter and follow me on Twitch. I'm going to try to stream you more regularly due to another change of circumstances. So anyway, thank you for watching. Camembert out.